School proposes solutions for professional training to match industry needs while catering for the community.
We are at BSP School in Port-Louis in the city center.
Minister of Business, Enterprise and Cooperatives, Honorable Sudesh Kalichon, Minister of Labour, Industrial Relations, Employment and Training, Mr. Raj Desoy, Chief Executive of SBM, Mauritius Limited, Mr. Mark Van Beningen, Group CEO, SIM Financial Services Limited, Gareth Fulk Morris, Business Development Manager, AB UK, regulatory bodies, CEOs and head of departments, respected rectors, head of department and teachers, BSP directors and staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be here with you tonight to open the floor for the inaugural speech for the official launching of the SME BPO. I would like to thank all those who make this event possible, and I extend a special thanks to our platinum sponsors, namely SBM Group, SIM Finance, and AB UK, for helping us for hosting this event. Thank you indeed. Today, we will be discussing SMEs, training, education, employability, and business financing for better economic growth for Mauritius. But before we do so, I would like to say a few words about the SME BPO itself. The SME BPO is the first platform created by a private enterprise completely independent from the government, set up to give a new dimension to SME's viable future, education and training mismatch for better employability, and better access to finance from financial institutions. This is no doubt a real innovative example of private and public partnership to boost economic growth and entrepreneurship in Mauritius. The SME BPO shall encourage individual talent, innovative teaching methods, and the spread of good practice among startups and the business community at large. It shall help to bring together experts like you from the worlds of education, research, business, and policy making. With events like today's official launching of the SME BPO, you are able to explore how BSP can address innovation challenges. You are able to explore how BSP can address innovative challenges such as education, training, employability and entrepreneurship, create economic opportunities and promote well-being. But the SME BPO project shall also help to address the current skills and innovation gap and plays a part in directly promoting economic growth and job creation. Concerning youth employment, we have witnessed that under the leadership of Honorable Kalichon, the YEP program was re-engineered and gathered momentum. Coupled with that, BSP as a private institution to further strengthen public and private partnership by way of the SME BPO project shall aim to produce young leaders with more employability skill. We herewith make a special appeal that your ministry endorses the SME BPO training, which has already received MQA approval to further boost youth employment. In a clear response to this challenge of matching skills with labor market needs, BSP is developing an internship program. It will give talented people the opportunity to work in entrepreneurial and innovative framework and encourage the development of skills in demand. This work by the BSP Group will contribute to developing a stronger entrepreneurial mindset in Mauritius. It will contribute to a more creative and forward-looking Mauritius. The SME BPO project forecasts to train some 200 young professional entrepreneurs and students every 6 months, with the aim being to ponder over innovation challenges coupled with hands-on practical experience to produce high-skilled and, more important, work ethic staff for the business community. The previously viewed inspiring video gave a fresh and forwarding thinking vision for the future generation of BSP labeled accountants to boost SMEs. We also witnessed the accomplishment from the first batch of our home produce young leaders of tomorrow who will drive the SME BPO project forward. The SME BPO project is an innovation in itself. Not only does it promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship in Mauritius, it has also introduced a truly innovative and integrated model among the BSP student community. Live entrepreneur, employers, parents, the business community, financial institution, and the public at large. Our platinum partners, already renowned, has believed in this project and have come together to empower the younger generation whose objective is for a better climate of innovation and change. I would like to personally congratulate our platinum partners and government institutions, including regulatory bodies, for their commitment and their vision, and I strongly dream and hope for a better continued success with the official setting up of the SME BPO. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the SME BPO project, we can look forward to closer collaboration between academia and business. The development of a more entrepreneurial education through the prestigious ABE qualification, the creation of a new generation of young leaders with an entrepreneurial mindset and the right skills and attitude to promote innovation. And this brings us precisely to our topic of today, public and private partnership for better employability through business management-driven innovation. With the SME BPO project, highly skilled and more ethical staff will become available to the business communities in unprecedented quality and quantities. This will no doubt help to better manage startups and SMEs. Financial institutions will be more interested to lend money to startups and SMEs because well-managed businesses are less risky to finance. Quality staff will no doubt improve operational efficiency, productivity, and consumer satisfaction, and to help further develop new products and services. BSP has already recently announced a series of strategic marketing decisions to stimulate the rising tide of innovation and entrepreneurship that will contribute to economic growth and job creations. With effect from November 2017, BSP shall target a village, a town, or a shopping mall every Saturday to promote this innovative project. Our platinum sponsors have been invited to join forces to offer a one-stop shop to the business community and student alike. Products and services shall range from employability courses, student loans, accounting services, software, financing scheme available both with private and public institutions, job placement opportunities, marketing, publications, among others. Such awareness will also take place at secondary, private and public educational institutions, at universities, and we shall also rely on educators to share this innovative project with their peers, with the aim to drive a new wave of participation through proper training and education. The challenge in bridging the gap between education and real-life experience is changing the culture and the conditions that help our young leaders to be employable and technically qualified at the age of 21. Currently, this expectation is at the age of 24, 25 years in Mauritius. If we are to take full advantage of the synergies that exist between BSP and our platinum sponsors for this project, we need the people with the skills who can do this. And we need to invest in this talent. An entrepreneurship-driven economy demands a highly skilled, entrepreneurial and innovative workforce. Technical skill such as data analytics and visualization, statistics are obviously crucial, but they are not enough. Meeting the innovation challenge demands more. We need to add interpersonal, soft and transversal skills. That is, the ability to think critically, take initiatives, solve problems, and work as a team. And by combining all this with entrepreneurial skill, we can capture the strong potential of our new generation of entrepreneurs and create a new business and increase employability, for sure. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, BSP does not want to create just employable staff in this project, but staff with an entrepreneurial state of mind for the benefit of all. Of course, we ought to expect people to have all the skills. Our education and training system must be able to provide them. At the moment, too often this is not the case. The challenge then is also changing outdated ways of learning. To help Mauritius to reform and modernize its educational system, BSP is working on an integrated approach to present the Education Minister with a strategy on rethinking education in the near future. BSP initiatives takes a system-wide perspective on education and marks a fresh start to unlock the potential of education and training system to support growth and jobs. Through SME BPO project, we have outlined a number of concrete actions that Mauritius need to take to reduce skills shortage, arguing that learning should be more flexible and stressing the vital roles of teachers coupled with the impact of new technologies. In the coming month, in collaboration with our platinum partners and with government support, BSP will present a new initiative on opening up education. We need to embed practical training, ICT, open educational resources into the learning and teaching that takes place in our schools and universities. ABE has recently launched 4 new courses in this direction, which BSP has endorsed, of course. In line with the agenda of modernization of higher education for better employability, BSP wants to stress the crucial importance of partnership between learning institutions and business organizations. These knowledge alliances are structured partnership between business and academia to deliver new and innovative teaching methods and approaches and to promote entrepreneurship and more entrepreneurial mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, for too long, our innovation policies were limited to the traditional idea that massive investment in research would automatically lead to innovation. This is certainly a prerequisite, but it is not enough. Education and training must be at the center of our innovation policies, because ultimately people are at the heart of innovation. SME BPO is certainly the paradigm shift innovative training program for better employability of our time. It uses and underpins new waves of economic growth and the well-being of our society. But to fully exploit its innovation potential, we have to invest in our talented people. And for this, I'm very pleased to congratulate once more the first batch of trained staff recently viewed in the video presentation. Our young leaders here present with us tonight. You're the proof that Mauritius holds talents to drive successful businesses from north to south, west to east, not excluding Roderick's, in the academic, institutional, research and diverse business sectors of the economy. You are the proof that through support to entrepreneurial and collaborative education program, we can drive successful businesses, training and employability forward, and to further position Mauritius as the back and front office of Africa. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for your attention.
Honorable Sudesh Kalichan, Minister of Labour, Industrial Relations, Employment and Training. Mr. Radeswe, CEO of the State Bank of Mauritius. Mr. Shamantoura, CEO of the BSP Group. Mr. Mark Van Bunningen, CEO of the CIM Finance Group. Mr. Gareth Robinson, Business Development Manager of AVE. Members, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, in fact, it's my pleasure to be part of this event today. When Sham contacted me some weeks back that he was going to launch this SME BPO, of course, in as far as possible, I try to be present in his functions. But in the business that we are, and Sudesh will concur with me, the minister, that every day, almost every day, you get solicitations to be present in functions. And it so happens that at the same moment I have another function to attend. But as I had already given my word to be present, and the more so that it concerns SMEs, I couldn't miss this one. So my apologies that as soon as I finish my speech, I will have to leave. I believe you understand this position. Members of this August Assembly will concur with me. It is no accident that both government and the private sector are giving recognition and support to entrepreneurship development in Mauritius. The world's most successful and famous business people are indeed entrepreneurs. They are the innovators who launch products and services to bring ideas to life, create employment, and drive economic growth. However, globalization, while benefiting our country's efforts to diversify the economy, is also taking a toll on traditional export sectors, which are affected by loss of competitiveness, in part due to loss of preferential access to export markets. The latest trade statistics released by Statistics Mauritius speaks for themselves. The balance of visible trade showed a deficit of rupees 7,953 million in August 2017, higher by 17.4% when compared to the corresponding months in 2016. Questions thus inevitably arise about how to raise the value added by business and entrepreneurial community. To have the ability to identify and develop ideas into successful business opportunities requires a wide-ranging skill set. And for us to effectively move up the value chain, more effort is needed to improve the availability, quality, and relevance of skills. We must, however, recognize that in the current state of affairs, there are mismatches between the skills supplied by our education system and the skills firms are looking for. It is quite alarming that almost 80% of SMEs fail in their first year, while about half of the SMEs that survive their first year manage to remain in business for the next 5 years. Several issues need to be addressed for this negative trend to be discontinued, and addressing the question of developing the capacity, knowledge, and skills of local entrepreneurs is a critical one. Upgrading of skills and job opportunities by addressing the skills mismatch and upgrading human capital is among the key objectives of the SME Master Plan, in view of bringing a much needed structural transformation of the SME sector. In the context of this extensive analysis of the sector, it has been found that SMEs encounter serious difficulties to hire the right pool of human resources from the labor market. It is also difficult for them to retain quality staff they have trained due to competition for manpower from the large business entities. The quality of human capital is a key success factor for business startup and growth. Financial education and broader enterprise skills play a crucial part in driving a culture of entrepreneurship. And there, unfortunately, are notable deficiencies among our current entrepreneurs at this level. In addition, for our SMEs, recruiting labor with the required academic qualifications can be relatively easy. But having candidates with the right experiences and skill set to bring enterprises to a safe harbor, so to speak, is proving to be a challenge. Government recognizes the need for unique and versatile human resources requirements for entrepreneurship to thrive, and is putting much effort in that direction. SMEDA has, in this perspective, launched the SME Business Diagnostic Scheme, which is a grant to SMEs for the services of a business consultant to conduct a diagnostic of their business. Business diagnostic is undertaken in distinct areas of management competencies, thus providing the owner-manager with a baseline from which to commence to develop a well-constructed management operating system. I am a fervent believer that together is always better, particularly in the challenging global economic context. And I am glad to see that private sector players like BSP are creating innovative solutions to supplement government's efforts. Financial management is at the heart of running a successful business. However, we notice that many entrepreneurs are not equipped with the skills and knowledge needed to make informed and effective decisions about their financial resources. Through SME BPO, BSP School is imparting specific skills and attitudes to their graduates so that they are job ready for startups and SMEs. Through job placement, students who are being trained to become the best financial experts and business leaders will be able to address skills gaps that hinder the proper functioning of enterprises at various levels, which generally include income tax matters, internal control, payroll, PAYE and NPS, bank reconciliation, general and subsidiary ledgers, petty cash, amongst others. Ladies and gentlemen, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Government is doing its best for Mauritius to be a nation of entrepreneurs. The public and the private sector need to continue to work together towards the design of the most appropriate mechanism to support the creation of an ecosystem which is conducive to the sustainable development of our enterprises. And I hereby commend the effort of BSP to empower SMEs and to develop the employability of its students for them to be better able to service enterprises. We presently are in a favorable context. The MCCI Business Confidence Indicator for the third quarter 2017, released on Thursday, shows that the index registered an increase of 7.5%. In fact, for the first time since the launch of this economic tool in 2010, the MCCI and BCI registered 4 consecutive increases in the in the confidence index and is at its highest level ever attained. Opportunities are thus available, and the pragmatic approach of the SME BPO makes me feel confident about the ability of the students who are part of this project to exploit them in the most optimum manner. For Mauritius to become a high-income economy, we need high-growth potential enterprises, and high-growth potential enterprises can be effectively managed by a batch of innovative and professional entrepreneurs. SME BPO is more than relevant in this context, and it is empowering students not only to professionally contribute to the upskilling of Mauritian entrepreneurs, but also to launch a new wave of modern and innovative entrepreneurs. And it is in this direction that the country needs to move.
The outcome of extensive research that assessed which skills businesses need in order to thrive. This research has provided a common thread for all ABE's portfolio of courses. Our qualifications and short courses are designed to adapt and develop in line with the needs and demands of employees now and in the future. These qualifications operating in over 80 countries around the world. To date, ABE have 80 university articulation agreements, enabling ABE learners to progress onto a university degree, giving them the credibility of a skills-based professional diploma and a degree. So why partner with ABE? ABE is fully regulated by Ofqual, the British government's qualifications regulator. Our qualifications are outcome-based. Our qualifications are the outcome of extensive research that assessed which skills businesses need in order to thrive. This research has provided a common thread for all ABE's portfolio of courses. Our qualifications and short courses are designed to adapt and develop in line with the needs and demands of employees now and in the future. These qualifications will give individuals the skills they need to make their dreams become a reality, whether it's being promoted to senior management, being in a leadership role, or running their own business. ABE as an organization have recently gone through a massive overhaul. We have a new management team and a new global strategy designed to grow our business in order to give more individuals the chance to change their lives. We have a completely new and more relevant syllabus that gives our learners a skills-based education, making them more work-ready and attractive to employers. We have also invested in content development and delivery. ABE now supplies all our centres and learners with all the resources needed to deliver high-quality teaching. Our learner resources have been updated, so all the information required for a learner to pass their relevant course is supplied with no need for our training centres to source additional material. We essentially have created a certification in a box and standardised quality assurance throughout the world. ABE, in an effort to move towards a more digitalised approach to learning, have developed a new online members portal. All students and teacher resources can now be accessed through this portal on multiple devices, allowing teaching and learning to happen where and when it's required. As part of the new global strategy, ABE is growing the university partnerships, as I mentioned earlier. We have agreements with many reputable universities in the United Kingdom, such as the University of Greenwich, University of Gloucester, Leeds Metropolitan University, and many more, allowing students to top up their diplomas into degrees once they've completed their final year of ABE. In recognising that this may not be affordable or possible for all individuals, ABE are now approaching universities across Africa to sign university progression agreements for ABE students that have completed a level 5 or 6 diploma to be accepted at multiple universities to complete a degree. Here in Mauritius, we are in the final stages of signing off such an articulation agreement with the Open University, So very soon, students in Mauritius will be able to go from having an ABE diploma to finishing their degree locally. So where's education going, and why must we stay ahead? The world is changing so rapidly, and jobs and companies that are operating today may not be here tomorrow. What is more frightening is that in 5 to 10 years' time, there'll be new companies and new industry that require jobs and skills that are not already around. Think of Uber, a web-based application that has changed the way the taxi industry operates. It has caused an uproar in many countries, but the reality is that it's going nowhere, and that is because it's in demand. I actually don't even own a car. I Uber wherever I go. My car was stolen though, but I live in Johannesburg, so it makes sense. But that's the reality. I mean, this is where things are going. The point is, ABE as an awarding body offers business, entrepreneurial and work-ready skills that stay ahead of the pack and ensure that our graduates are ready for the ever-changing landscape of the business world. And we are achieving this through ongoing research, consultation, up-to-date resources and cutting-edge delivery platforms. Just to give you an example of the courses that we've recently developed and that we want to integrate with Sham's initiative. They're all relevant to entrepreneurship and employability. We have an award in setting up your own business. This short qualification is aimed at individuals who are considering setting up their own business or being self-employed. It is designed to highlight the features and challenges of setting up a business so that informed decisions can be made. The qualification culminates in a self-assessment of whether setting up your own business is the right career decision for you. We have an award in digital marketing, essentials for small business. This qualification is aimed at individuals who are thinking about setting up a business who are already running an SME. The individual will create a digital marketing plan which will build practical skills and knowledge of using digital technology to improve business performance. Business startup and entrepreneurship. This course is designed to help an individual develop their business idea into a robust business plan. It encompasses practical skills and best practices in order to give them the knowledge and confidence they need to start their own business. Not only will they learn the foundations of starting up a business, they will also learn the mechanics of running it day to day. The individual at the end of this course will have a bankable business plan which can be used to approach financial institutions with the aim of securing funding needed to start their own business. Employability skills. This course is designed to prepare an individual to be work ready, giving them the awareness of what employers are looking for. The qualification will develop skills essential for job seekers in the modern world. All these short courses can be beneficial to individuals that are currently studying ABE diplomas or can assist them whether they're looking for a job or have a more entrepreneurial spirit. Our courses are all outcomes based. The problem with existing entrepreneurship training programs though is governments and corporates alike spend a lot of money on grants for small business startups, but many fail for numerous reasons. Sometimes entrepreneurs are not skilled in running businesses. Some courses are either too long and academic or too short and not assessed. Many of them require attendance only. No real skills or outcomes are given. Many students only pursue a certificate, just another course to add to your CV. ABE short courses are regulated by Ofqual and are assessed by assignment and focus on practical business skills. ABE is proud to be part of the BSP entrepreneurship program because we believe that BSP have put together an entrepreneurship program that has longevity and will create a well-rounded individual that hold essential business skills and work experience when they exit the program to help them on their way to running successful businesses. The SME BPO is innovation of the BSP group where all their products and services will be energized to offer a better service to SME patrons, at the same time empowering their students to service SMEs in terms of administrative and back office support, while also offering job placement and recruitment to SMEs at large. By doing so, BSP aims to bridge the gap between academic teaching and real life experience, at the same time empowering SMEs through their trained students. ABE's range of short courses in entrepreneurship and employability skills will be integrated with BSP's range of courses designed specifically for the SME BPO initiative. And I believe with good content, excellent facilitation, and corporate and government support, the SME space in Mauritius will grow and become more powerful. More jobs will be created. Mauritius will have more educated and skilled individuals, and most importantly, this will strengthen the Mauritian economy. Thank you for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome now Mr. Mark van Benningen, CEO of Sim Finance Mauritius. Thank you.
Minister of Labour, Industrial Relations, Employment and Training, Mr. Raj Desoy, CEO of SBM Bank, Mr. Gareth Folk Morris, ABE Business Development Manager, Mr. Shamit, CEO of BSP Group, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. In today's economic landscape, no one can deny the fact that SMEs are crucial to a country's economy and contribute a fair share to the country's GDP. Currently, SMEs contribute to around 40% of GDP and 50% of employment in Mauritius. However, SMEs are far less productive in Mauritius versus countries like the UK and Singapore. Mauritius has approximately 100 SMEs per 1,000 inhabitants, contributing to 40% of GDP, whereas Singapore has 35 SMEs per 1,000 inhabitants that contribute to 50% of GDP. Compared to countries such as the UK and Singapore, our local SME sector is definitely underexploited and can be more productive. We believe that the uplifting of skills of SME owners in Mauritius will significantly improve their ability to be more productive. Government has put in place some fantastic skills development programs such as the YEP and GTS programs that are targeted at university graduates. And we've As I was saying, government has put in place some fantastic skills development programs such as the YEP and GTS programs to support university graduates. And at Sim Finance, we're very proud to support those programs. We have about 10 YEP students a year, and we just onboarded 25 GTS program participants about 3 months ago at Sim Finance. So I think it's a great initiative from government, so well done. In Mauritius, though SMEs have been a major contributor to socioeconomic progress, many are not able to sustain their activities in the long run. And according to a recent media report, 7 out of 10 newly created SMEs fail within a year. One of the main reasons behind this fact is the lack of funding. Again, government has undertaken a number of encouraging initiatives to support SMEs, such as the SME financing scheme, the leasing equipment modernization scheme, and the SME factoring scheme, the latter two being only available to non-bank financial institutions such as ourselves. We are very proud that Sim Finance is the only financial institution that supports the government LEMS and SME factoring schemes. We've made a concerted effort over the last 12 months to engage proactively with the SIC, whom supports the LEMS and SME factoring schemes, to meet all the requirements of these two schemes, and are really pleased with the progress we've made under the schemes. In addition to this, through our consumer finance business, which most people would know as our hire purchase business, we also support over 700 small merchants in financing their customer sales. Over the last 5 years, we have financed over 5 billion rupees of sales for small merchants across the island. It's a significant contribution to those small SME merchants. At Sim Finance, we've always had a focus on SMEs. For instance, about 75% of the leases we grant to companies are for the SME segment, which is the highest proportion out of any leasing company in the market. Our factoring business also focuses on supporting SMEs, and we've just got a fantastic new manager that's driving that, so hopefully even support more SMEs going forward. The fact remains, though, that SMEs face numerous challenges. We have a lot of great entrepreneurs on the island with excellent and innovative ideas. Unfortunately, they sometimes lack the requisite management and financial skills, amongst others, to run their businesses efficiently. We are thus very supportive of the BSP SME BPO, which focuses on the means to help SMEs prepare adequate plans and have access to the proper information so they can maximize their chances of success. I therefore commend the laudable initiative in which BSP All the Best. The wholesome finance team looks forward to supporting them and Mauritian SMEs to achieve even greater success in their endeavors. Thank you.
So I hope I'm not too long, because I know you've been listening for a long time to speeches, and I won't take too much of your time. So I'll focus on the key issues. Honorable Sudesh Culture, Minister of Labour and Industrial Relations, my friend Mr. Shyam Mathura, CEO and founder of BSP Group of Companies, Mr. Gareth Maurice, ABE Business Development Manager, and Mark van Winningen, the CEO of Sim Finance Group. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. SBM is very proud to partner with SBM Group for the launch of the SME BPO program. As a people's bank, SEBM is committed to support SMEs to make it into one of the pillars of the Mauritian economy. We have in our country entrepreneurial culture, because we still encourage our children to look for jobs rather than setting up their own business. It's high time to change. Mind your own business has to be taken literally. My friend Shyam Mathura is a living example of that change. After having worked in the private sector for quite some time, he took the risk of going on his own and set up BSP Group, focusing on professional education for the next generation. Entrepreneurship is very challenging, both financially as well as emotionally. This is where our entrepreneurs need to be well supported by people and institutions which understand these challenges. The relationship between SBM and BSP dates back to 2008, and since then, we have accompanied BSP in its venture to expand its activities, and today, BSP Group is a recognized key player in financial education. SBM is well known for its support to SMEs. The bank has always positioned itself as the bank for everybody. We were the first bank in Mauritius to provide banking services to people in rural areas and to come up with schemes for SMEs. In fact, our first advertisement, if you remember well, was for the Mosque of Dalpuri. Today, SBM has extended its financial support to over 20,000 entrepreneurs. To better support SMEs, SBM has consolidated its SME banking team and value proposition. We provide door-to-door step service to a professional team of relationship managers, dedicated SME centers, and close proximity to the SME operators across all the island. We also provide very competitive offers to SMEs of all sizes with a quick response time. I'd like to thank and congratulate again BSP Group for this laudable initiative. The SME BPO scheme will provide the so much needed administrative support that SMEs require. This will allow entrepreneurs to focus more on sales and generating new business ideas and ventures. SBM is honored to partner with BSP in this venture. We look forward to collaborate more with the BSP Group and other SMEs in the near future. We will continue to work with the Ministry of Business, Enterprise and Cooperatives and the Ministry of Labour to develop this vital sector for creation of new jobs like agripreneurs and technopreneurs. To help startups in technology, I'm pleased to announce that SBM is setting an incubator in collaboration with the University of Mauritius. SBM has also recently incorporated a microfinance company to help tiny enterprises unable to provide collateral. This will be based on the self-help model group along the same lines as the Grameen Bank. SME is very important to our economy, and SBM will always stand by your side. SBM wishes all the success to the SME BPO project. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I wish you a very nice evening, bonne soirée et bon weekend, and I hope I've not been long. Thank you very much.
Mr. Raj Dasoy, CEO of SPM, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I need response back. Thank you. Well, I am pleased to be present today at the launching of SME BPO organized by BSP group of companies. I understand that the scheme being launched aims at providing a better service to small and medium enterprises in Mauritius and Madrid. For this purpose, BSP will involve students to handle SME portfolios. The initiative of BSP group of companies is indeed laudable, and this comes at a very opportune moment. I must congratulate you, Mr. Matura, and your collaborators for this innovative approach, which has a two-pronged objective, namely providing strategic support to SMEs and providing training to young accountants. Ladies and gentlemen, in a developing country like Mauritius, the role and importance of small-scale industries is very significant towards poverty alleviation, employment generation, social development, and the creation of a regional balance in promotional and growth of developed activities. We are all aware that SMEs contribute extensively in the generation of employment. Since independence, our entrepreneurs have consistently contributed towards socio-economic development in spite of stiff competition. The competition, be it from internal or external sources, has been increasing and will no doubt continue to increase. Successive governments have over the years implemented various measures to mitigate the impact of competition, not only to ensure the survival of SMEs, but to consolidate it. Through the various measures taken by the government, the SME sector has firmly anchored itself as a contributor to the GDP of our country. The sector, which was historically labor-intensive, is gradually innovating with the adoption of the latest technologies, thus making it possible to offer employment to our young graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, the mass of unemployed graduates and professionals is not in any way a burden for this country. We have invested massively to provide state-of-the-art education to our children. Certainly, we shall ensure that the talent pool we have is not in any way wasted. We shall ensure that these graduates, professionals, obtain jobs responding to their profile and aspirations and contribute meaningfully to the development of our beautiful country. In brief, I want to tell you that we have trust in the ability of our youngsters and believe in their capacity to take this country to new heights. However, for them to succeed, they would require mentoring and the feel of real life experience in the workplace. Only a couple of days ago, I have introduced the National Employment Bill in the National Assembly. This bill is intended to fill a vacuum which has for too long caused serious prejudice to our community at large. Many of you know that the misery of finding a job through possessing excellent academic credentials or professional qualifications. Frequently, we are told that there is a mismatch between supply and demand of the labor market. This is sufficient to kill the remnant of our legitimate aspirations and provide a fertile ground for frustration and despair to grow. However, we have, through the National Employment Bill, undertaken to put an end to the misery of the sons and daughters of this country. We are providing a modern legal framework to assist you in finding a job, including counseling and career guidance. We undertake to guide you and accompany you all along the process. We also undertake to provide you training and find appropriate placements for you. These will be the new mantra. Ladies and gentlemen, the initiatives taken by my ministry will provide support to the businesses and all SMEs by providing them with the human resources they require to uphold the development process. This will be the innovation. In this perspective, I must underline the fact that the initiative of BSP Group is fully aligned with the concept of public and private partnership, which is so dear to the government. As you may be aware, my ministry is already implementing a number of schemes aimed at preparing job seekers for employment through youth employment program, the Back to Work program, the dual training program, and more recently by financing the placement of young engineers to enable them to register with the Council of Registered Professional Engineers. The initiative of BSP Group to provide support to SME sector through the placement of accountancy students in SME will go a long way towards making the sector more resilient. This is most welcome at a time when we are having a surplus of qualified accountants on the market. In a few years, we would probably have a record number of qualified accountants in this country, taking into consideration the high numbers enrolled as students in Mauritius and abroad. To the entrepreneurs present here today, I would emphasize that retaining the services of an accountant is one of the most important decisions you can make. This will save you time, help your businesses to grow, and add value to your company. They would be your business partner, possessing the knowledge and skills to support your business. However, I must also drive a word of caution to those who would embrace the profession of accountant. The huge social investment in accounting and accounting technologies has not prevented the last banking crisis and other scandals. We all reckon that many accountants do a valuable job, but many have brought the profession into disrepute by serving as instruments for money laundering and other antisocial practices. To the young generation, we expect you to live up to the expectations and honor your profession. Ladies and gentlemen, I need not emphasize more on the role and importance of SMEs in the local context. Nevertheless, to the students who are gathered here, are there any? I'm sure the message will be conveyed to them. Remember that in a large organization, you could simply be a role filler, while in a small business, you have a lot of scope to negotiate your own role and create your own career opportunities. Therefore, if you land up with a job in an SME, with an SME, you have a great opportunity to shine. If you make something happen, it will be easy to see who is responsible and the reward will come. Independent thinking, proactive and creativeness will be the order of the day. It's your call. To conclude, I would once more reiterate my best wishes and unflinching support to Mr. Sham Mathura, CEO of BSP Group of Companies. To the students, the avenues of responsibilities and excitement are open. The entrepreneurs make informed decisions by making the best choices for your business. With those words, I thank you for your attention.
Le SME BPO va être une synergie entre les élèves et les entrepreneurs et l'institution bancaire et le gouvernement. C'est-à-dire, auparavant, chaque élève, lorsqu'il termine leur cours, ils ne sont pas prêts pour sur le marché du travail. And they have to go for additional training. Et puis, il y a le mismatch. Et à chaque fois, comme l'histoire who is first, a chicken or the egg? Donc, l'employeur will ask you, vous avez de l'expérience? Non, monsieur, moi j'ai qu'une qualification. Et lorsque vous avez qualification, lorsque vous avez l'expérience, non, monsieur, je n'ai pas de qualification. Donc, you cannot win. Donc, nous, aussitôt que l'élève commence ses cours à BSP, on va, comme si, monitor le student, train them, et puis de le mettre work ethics et employable. Tantôt au travail, tantôt l'étude. Et puis passer 3 ans, déjà qualified, et on est un SCCA approved employer, they will get their endorsement for a professional.
Sur votre bannière, je vois cashback. C'est-à-dire, si je comprends bien, il paye ses cours, il travaille pour vous, s'il travaille bien, vous le remboursez sur...
Non, pas s'il travaille bien. They are bound to get the cashback. C'est-à-dire, they pay only once. Et puis nous, minimum, il doit faire 10 portfolios de clients. Et aussitôt, ces 10 portfolios de clients, ces clients vont payer chaque mois. D'ailleurs, nous, on va avoir des revenus on behalf. Pendant 6 mois, ils ne sont pas forcés de rester pour longtemps. 6 mois. Pendant 6 mois dans le projet, ils vont faire tout de A à Z. Et 6 mois, s'ils n'ont pu travailler 10 clients, si chaque client paye 2 000 roupies par mois, ils vont avoir un revenu de 20 000 roupies par mois, fois 6, 120 000 roupies. Donc, notre coût est à peu près 50-50. Un revenu net brut 120, revenu net 60 000. Et bien sûr, si l'élève a dépensé 15 000 dans le coût, dans les 60 000, on peut payer. Voici votre chèque, ce que vous avez investi à BSP.
C'est-à-dire, vous allez le rembourser.
Rembourser
que le montant du...
Oui, le coût, c'est ça. Parce que, écoutez, d'autre part, l'investissement qu'on fait chez l'élève, c'est invisible. Si on quantifie, peut-être que c'est pas la peine de leur retourner l'argent. Mais on veut être neutre, vivre un peu plus franc avec eux. Donc, pour donner un incentive, au moins, at least, ils ne travaillent pas, mais au moins, dans notre institution, ils n'auront pas cette chance.
Qu'est-ce que ça vient ajouter à SMI de tel niveau?
Écoutez, ce que ça vient d'ajouter, c'est que BSP maintenant va venir une pépinière pour les PME, où ils peuvent recruter les comptables pour gérer les affaires. Donc, nous, comme une pépinière, parce que pour les PME, aussi pour le corporate et donc les SME patrons. Donc, ils peuvent venir chez nous. On a déjà reçu notre certificat de recrutement. Et donc, n'importe quel HR peut nous demander I want 5 staff, 2 staff, 3 staff, et we will give you a work ethic staff qui ont déjà fait leurs preuves, qui ont déjà travaillé et qui comprennent un peu le rouage. Et à ce moment-là, et nous, on va être fiers de placer ces gens-là chez les employés. Et donc, après, bien sûr, nous aussi, on va avoir trouvé une source de revenus avec ça.
Bien que ce soit dans votre discours, vous avez parlé de 200 intake, 200 élèves.
Chaque 6 mois.
Chaque
6 mois. Oui, chaque 6 mois, 200 élèves, on va traîner dedans. Parce que normalement, chaque année, on a environ 200 à 300 new income intake students. Donc, on ne pourra pas traîner plus parce que pour le moment, on n'a que 20 team leaders. Et un team leader peut gérer 10 élèves. Donc, 20 team leaders fois 10, ça fait 200. Mais sûr, si le business grandit, ça promet, les élèves qu'on va traîner, on va les transformer en team leaders. Et on pourra répliquer ça beaucoup plus. Et on va catch up the demand.
Est-ce que c'est un type de formation, ça, ou bien si jamais une personne ne veut pas rentrer dans le SME BPO, comment ça fonctionne?
Premièrement, primo, il doit être un élève de BSP. Parce qu'on ne peut pas former d'autres étudiants. Ça ne va pas être chic chez nos élèves. Donc, bien sûr, soit vous register for the course, you will get this, ou si vous êtes un étudiant d'université, vous pouvez enregistrer directement chez le cours SME BPO. If you are a non-BSP student, you can also come. Une fois que vous avez registré chez le SME BPO, then we will have a duty of care because you have paid. On ne va pas discriminaliser comme si discriminer les gens. Parce que même si vous êtes un compétiteur, you want to follow this course, à ce moment-là, vous allez voir how BSP, et pour nous aussi, c'est une situation d'attract our competitors.